Everyday heroes rushing in to help.
No one should ever have to see that. It was bad. It was definitely bad.
Tonight, we're hearing from the man who saw this horrific crash near State Route 347 and Riggs Road.
He says changes need to be made to this stretch of road south of the valley. ABC 15's Joe Bartels has his story.
There's the van.
Damon Burke was sitting at a red light at State Route 347 and Riggs Road last week when tragedy struck.
I was just kind of looking down at my notepad, getting ready to think about the next job when we heard the loud, what I thought was an explosion.
What he saw next is tough to describe. Car parts, body parts, and the screams from people trapped in their cars.
You could just see melee.
Damon hopped out of his garage door repair truck and ran over to help any way he could. He looked inside one car and saw the driver was covered in blood.
As other personnel started to arrive, I kind of jumped up and yelled, "Hey, we've got a severe head trauma, and someone needs to come over here quickly."
Damon says a piece of suspension flew into this Gold Crown Victoria. The man behind the wheel was a corrections officer heading home from work. The officer was struggling to breathe, choking on his own blood.
Had I not been there, hopefully someone else would have stepped up. And there were a lot of people who did that day.
Damon says the officer's phone was ringing in the car. It was the officer's wife. Damon got on the phone and told her to get to the hospital.
Because I know if I was in that situation, my family, my employees, my friends, I'd want someone to be there with them as well.
Damon says the officer's family has reached out to him to thank him for helping paramedics. Damon says as of the last update, the officer is still critical and unconscious. Joe Bartels, ABC 15.
And we just checked with DPS. They tell us the driver that caused that crash will be released from the hospital soon, and he will be facing several charges.
DPS also investigating if he was impaired. As for that stretch of road, Damon says he'd like to see more police patrols and even barriers to prevent a crossover crash in the future.